Welcome to reading lesson number 12 on matching headings. Before you start this lesson, you will need to have the following to hand: your training booklet, a pen or pencil, a rubber and a timer set for 6 minutes for practice 1, and then you will need to set it again for 9 minutes for practice 2. You can follow this lesson in your training booklet, where you will find all the reading practice exercises and space to enter your answers. You will find the answers in the back of your booklet. After this lesson, you will have a clear overview of what to expect in the reading question type. You will have learnt tips and strategies on how best to approach the section and have a chance to practice the questions using real IELTS materials. There are 2 practice tasks in this lesson. The first practice is more guided and the second you do alone. The format of this type of question is to match headings, which are labelled with Roman numbers, to paragraphs which are numbered with letters. The questions and the answers are not in order. You will have to skim and you start with the passage. The answers are the Roman numbers. There are always more headings than paragraph, and you should only use each heading once. The questions and the headings come before the passage in this type of question. So the actual questions and the headings come before the passage. It can be confusing. Now we're going to look at our 7 tips and strategies. Firstly, you need to read the headline if there is one. Secondly, you need to decide if the questions are in order or not in order, and then to scan or skim. Then you need to find and underline the answers. Write the answers next to the question numbers and do the same for all the questions in the set. And lastly, you need to transfer after each section. As there is no headline or title to this passage, you will need to skim the first paragraph to see what the article is about. I'll give you a little bit of time to do that. The article is about marketing in the tobacco industry. The questions are not in order, so you can start reading from the beginning of the passage. When you start reading from the beginning of the passage, in each paragraph you have to skim. So you're looking for the main idea in each paragraph, which in turn will be what you match to a heading. So let's practice together. First of all, you need to always cross out the example heading. Sometimes there is an example, sometimes there are 2 examples, but you should cross out the example headings as you can only use each one once. Then you would skim the first section or paragraph and underline the main idea. Once you've found the main idea, you can have a quick read of all the headings and match the main idea with a heading. Then, once you've done that, you should write your answer next to the question, not next to the paragraph. This makes it easier when you go to transfer later. And then you should cross out the heading that you have chosen. Please don't read all of the headings beforehand. You're not going to remember them unless you have a photographic memory, and there's no point in doing that. I'm going to give you a few minutes to skim the first paragraph and underline the main idea and match it to a heading if there is one. Now you're going to repeat this process for the other paragraphs. You're going to start your timer now, which is set for 6 minutes, And then you can press pause on the video and start again when you've finished or if the time is up. If you finish before the 5 minutes, just fast forward the lesson to the next slide. Now you can transfer your answers in pencil to the space in your training booklet. There is one answer per question and it's a Roman number. You need to transfer quickly and carefully. You can now transfer the answers to your space in the training booklet. You have 40 seconds. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Your time is up. Now you have time to look at the answers which you can read in the back of your training booklet and on this slide. For this type of task, you can see already where the answers are in the paragraphs if you have the correct answers. If you don't, then you can check them here and find out where the answer is. If you need more time, just press pause. Now you have a chance to practice this type of question alone, and after we'll go through the answers together. Go to the lesson practice number 2 in your training booklet. Don't forget to follow the steps which you can find in your training booklet. It is important to follow the same pattern as in practice 1. You can start your timer, which is set for 7 minutes. And when you're ready, you can press pause on this video and start it again when you've finished. If you finish before the 7 minutes, then just fast forward to the next lesson. You now have 60 seconds to transfer your answers to the space in your training booklet. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Your time is up now. Now you have time to look at the answers which you can read in the back of your training booklet and on this slide. For this type of task, you can see where the answers are in the paragraphs, as long as you have the correct answers. If you don't, then you can check them here and find where they are. If you need more time, just press pause. That is the end of lesson 12, and now after a short quiz you can go on to lesson 13.